Hey guys, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that no one wants to think about, and that's downsizing or culling your collection. I certainly don't want to think about it, but I do. Because I've outgrown my storage for records. There's a lot that I'm never going to listen to anymore. And there, you just hate to let go of these records. It's kind of a hoarder mentality. And, I am not in my own house where I have unlimited space to curate my record collection. I have to be more sensible. I have to, at this point, I'm thinking I have to keep it around 2,000. And I have probably 5,000. So it's a headache. And it shouldn't be that difficult because a lot of the things that I have eventually moved into my garage, which is climate controlled, but still, it's a garage. Once they go out there, that's it. I don't really pull them out again. And why keep them? It's like, I have things out there that I picked up, second and third copies, that I've already gone through and decided those were not the top copies. They're out there. I have a box full of Broadway shows that, I don't even like Broadway shows. You can't even drag me to a Broadway show. I hate them. But for some reason, I came across a collection back in the day, like first pressings and white label promos. Must have been someone who was in the business that had, this collection of Broadway stuff. And I'm like, it was too cheap to pass up, so I bought it. And have I ever played any of it? No. No. So the idea of going through everything and determining if it has worth to me, first of all, if I'm ever going to play it, if it has any value to anyone else, is it worth going through selling it or just give it away to the thrift shop, or I don't know. It's overwhelming. It really is overwhelming. And I almost want to start at the other end. And what I mean by that is, instead of picking out things to give away and doing it that way, one technique that I think I'm going to employ is clear a shelf, an empty shelf, and start with picking out my favorite records to die for favorites. Cleaning them, playing them, making sure I love it, and I have to say that I love it. Re-sleeving it, inner sleeve, re-sleeving it, outer sleeve, brand new, everything on the shelf. And that shelf doesn't get played again until I've gone through everything. So I'm basically eliminating my favorite records and putting them aside for my future permanent collection. How does that sound? I kind of employed that at some point when I moved into this house and had limited space. So I was like, I kind of just pulled all my favorites and kept those inside, and everything else went out into the garage. But I think I need to do it in a more fine-tuned way, because I kept things that I thought I should keep inside. Not that I really listen to them that much. So there's a lot of processes going on in my head. And honestly, I don't want to carry around a huge collection anymore. I want the feeling that I get when I declutter something. If you are at all into decluttering and minimalism, you know that when you declutter something and get rid of it, it's a light feeling. It feels great. And you don't miss it. You don't end up missing it. So, you can see I'm frustrated, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to clear a shelf. I'm going to start putting all the best, my favorite things that I never want to get rid of, that bring me, I have a book about decluttering, and one of the things it said is hold up the object and say, does this bring you joy? If it does, if you can't say it brings you joy, on to the next level of getting it out of the house. Some people have like an intermediate step where it goes into the garage, and then they look at it again a year later, and if they haven't touched it, it goes out. I think I have to take a similar stand with what I have here, because I would rather have a curated collection of everything I love. And this plays into something that I was talking about way back in an early video, that that having a concise collection of well curated music that you absolutely love, a smaller collection is going to get much more play. It's going to be much more fun to play. It's not going to be this overwhelming weight on your shoulders. Why do I have 10 copies of this record? Why do I have to have this, the reissue and that reissue and the whole reissue series of the Stereo Treasury reissues from London? Why do I have to have those? I have the original pressings. Yeah, some of them might be a little better. Do I have time to do all these evaluations? No, I don't. And time is precious, time is precious. I've been noticing lately, I need a little coffee. I've been noticing lately that I haven't been as excited to listen to music. Now, part of it is I work very hard, 9 to 5, and when I get home, I'm not always in the mood to listen to music. And I feel guilty because it's my day off. I should be listening to music all day. And that's not usually the case. So oftentimes I prefer to just be quiet and read. And it's kind of weird to me, being so into music and records and then finally getting the time to listen to them and being overwhelmed with choice and underwhelmed with time. So a lot on my mind. I'm going to start doing it, and I'm going to record some of my attempts at doing this. So I just wanted to bring it up. I know it's probably on some people's minds, and it's an interesting subject. Let me know how you're dealing with downsizing and decluttering your record collection. It can get crazy. It really can. And I don't want that weight on me anymore. I want only things that bring me joy. So I'll leave it at that. Until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.